Hey guys, hope you are well and welcome back on this my Salesforce Health tutorial video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what is advanced therapy management, right? And after that, I am talking about with some example, okay? And after that, how does therapy work in Health Cloud, right? Why it is important and after that, scheduling and tracking, or we can say monitoring for the patients using the advanced therapy management, right? So let's get start first. So, the first thing we need to know about what is advanced therapy management, right? So, the advanced therapy management in Health Cloud is a specialized and the personalized treatment for the patient, right? For the complex health related issues, like, for example, genetic disorder for cancer, right? And this therapy includes the things like gene therapy, cell therapy, or other cutting edge medical treatment. Okay, and the goal is to create the customized therapy plan trail especially for each patient, right? So this is the definition of advanced therapy management, right? So let's talk about with some example, right? So suppose a child, right? Suppose a child gets enrolled in a special program called a care program, and this program helps manage the whole treatment process step by step. Then the next question is in your mind, for how it is work, right? How does the therapy work, and what should be the next step? So let's talk about the first. So what's happened first? Okay, so as we talked about a child enrolled in a special program, in a care program, so the how does the therapy works? Okay, so in cell therapy, like CAR cell therapy, doctor takes some child's immune cells called T cells from their blood, right? So, and these cells are sent to a lab where they are changed or trained to recognize or attack the cancer of cells, especially attack the cancer cells, especially, right? So, what would be the next step? So, let's talk about this. After the immune cells are modified, they are put back into the child's body through the IV or a drip, and these new cells then multiply and help fighter the cancer, right? So this is the some example. Okay, uh, and just talk with some basic example, right? So now let's talk about why it is important. Okay, so every patient is unique, right? So what works for one might not work for another, right? So the pharmaceutical companies are developing trial solution to provide the best care with the few side effects, right? And this approach is a patient centric, focusing on what's the best for the individual rather than one size fits all the treatment, right? And the cost balance is crucial. Therapies must be effective but affordable, right? So. So these are the reasons why it is important. Okay, so now let's talk about how does it work in Health Cloud. Okay, so let's talk with some patients, like as we talked, the patient named Charles Green, right? So the Charles Green are enrolled in a special care program for the advanced therapy, right? And the therapy may involve multiple steps or procedures such as manufacturing or therapy, like engineering cells, right? Isolation and processing, and effusion or administration to patient, and each step is tracked as a procedures, like uh, right. So each step is tracked as a work procedure linked to the patient and assigned to the locations or providers. Okay, so Okay, these are the uh, these are the main steps of how does it work in health cloud. Okay, now let's just talk about the scheduling and tracking, or we can say monitoring of the patients, right? So after the therapy, suppose the child who have a, cancer, right? So after the therapy, the child is closely monitored to make sure the treatment works well and to manage any side effect properly, right? And health cloud allows scheduling of multiple appointments for the steps involved in the therapy, right? And provider can look lots of procedures directly within the system, right? So okay, so these things are I talked about the scheduling or tracking, or we can say monitoring for the patients, right? For the patients' better care. Okay, so now let's talk about some additional notes for the advanced therapy management. Okay, so the advanced therapy management uh, faster collaborative or patient focused approach, right? It ensures every step of the complex therapist is coordinated and tracked within the Salesforce, right? And it ensures the steps, let me yes, okay, and it ensures the every steps of the complex therapy is coordinated uh, and tracked within the Salesforce. I think I'm uh, repeat this again. Okay, so now let's next is one although more common in some countries like the US, right? So it may be less relevant in other countries like New Zealand. Okay, so uh, these are all of the things which I want to discuss in this today's session, right? So let me just summarize you. Okay, so if you are working in health cloud or dealing with the advanced medical treatment, understanding this management approach is helpful, right? So keep in mind that healthcare should always be centered around the patient's unique needs. And the certification in health cloud is valuable, but focus on the skill you will be actually use, right? Not just collecting badges. Okay, and advanced therapy management in health cloud helps doctors, hospital, and pharma companies to manage complex and customized medical treatment for the patients. Right? It making sure each step is planned, tracked, and personalized to the patient needs for the better outcomes. Right? So these are all of the things which I want to discuss in today's session video. Okay, and hope this will help you for make your concepts better. Okay. Thank you.